Alright, folks, Bon Yuki here again, and I am showcasing one of my favorite games that really is underrated and doesn't get talked much about. It's called Neo Geo Battle Coliseum. And I'm showcasing this game because it's a good demonstration of how good the Xbox 360 backwards compatibility is on the Xbox One X, which I have here. I did get this yesterday on launch day. I was going to make a video about it yesterday, but unfortunately the Xbox was having, I don't know, it was having problems. It wouldn't turn on and all this and that. But today I got it working and trying out my backwards compatible catalog, which I have, a lot of Xbox 360 games. And I never bought an Xbox One. I wasn't going to get hoodwinked by Microsoft with them forcing Connect on and spending an extra $100 for a machine that was pretty much a weaker counterpart to the PlayStation 4. So, but the Xbox One X, I don't look to do much gaming on it. It's only a 6 teraflop GPU, and the Jaguar cores are really, they're pretty pathetic. There's no beating around it. 4K 30, I hate to say this to the console fanboys, but 4K 30 is not really much to get excited about. I especially rather have high frame rate than resolution, especially if you sit, far back, and like in this room, you can fit far back. So the Xbox One X is on one of my secondary screen, this TCL up here. But the reason why I got it is obviously the backwards compatibility, and Microsoft's doing something really cool where some of the 360 games are not only being upscaled to 4K like this one, but they're also adding HDR10. That's nice. They didn't have to do that. Sony sure as hell is not going to do it on their side because they're the market leader, so they don't need to do those sort of things. But it's nice to see that Microsoft's trying to throw a bone to the gamers to try to win them back. And hey, I gave them $500 or $475 because I got it at Target with my buddy's red card. And it's actually pretty nice from what I'm seeing. The Gears of War 1, 2, and 3, I have those games, so I'll be testing that out to see how good the HDR is on this TCL panel. But yeah, it looks good. I mean, I'm looking at there's some scaling artifacts. That's to be expected from this game. I believe this game was originally 720p. So there is a little bit of scaling artifacts, but the input delay didn't seem that off. It seemed like it was playable. And like I said, this is day one stuff. So maybe down the line they can get it even a little better. But so far the Xbox One X, when it works. And I say that without, jesting about it. When it does work, it seems like a pretty decent machine. It has a nice hefty build to it. What impressed me a lot when I first got it is these holes on the side, on the grill. And this is very, very hard to do. This is not just, just getting it out. If anyone knows anything about manufacturing, these holes here, they're not easy to imprint in. And they're pretty thin, so I'm impressed by it. I will test out HDR10. I'm really excited about that HDR10 Plus. When I heard that news, I was like, okay, if they're going to do HDR10 Plus, which is, they say is about the equivalent of Dolby Vision, we'll see if that's true. I do believe it will be, or at least close to it, and I certainly think it'll be widely adopted because there's no royalty fees. Then this will be a very, very good 4K Blu-ray player, and that's why I bought it, because in this room there is no Blu-ray player at the moment. So you pop this guy in here and it should be okay. And I don't even have speakers in here anymore. So as a little media box, the Xbox One X is probably pretty good. I mean, it's for $500. It's a bit overpriced, but you could do a little light gaming on it. I mean, 6 teraflops is, I consider that like a mid-range PC. But you get that 4K Blu-ray with HDR10 Plus. You get your little light gaming in there. You try to play some games in 4K, even if it's the 4K 30. You get a little bit of console-ness in there. It's not a bad package for $499. I wish it was a little cheaper, but I'm not the prime target. I don't need an Xbox One X. One thing I did like though is that I did previously buy Gears of War 4 on the Windows Store on PC. And as soon as I brought this up, I got a message saying thank you for purchasing Gears of War 4, and it actually showed up in my catalog of games. So that's pretty cool. I do like that, the Xbox Anywhere program. I think that's pretty nice. I think it's a shot at Sony trying to say, hey, look, one account, a whole bunch of games, you can carry them anywhere. I'd kill to play these Xbox Live Arcade games on PC. It'd be great. But I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, if it wasn't for that, then I wouldn't even buy this, But I do have one now. I'll try to enjoy it as much as possible. Certain things I don't like about the Xbox ecosystem that I found out. For instance, my sticks, they don't work. I just did it for like giggles this morning. I tried putting one of my Xbox 360 sticks in there, and it didn't even work. Now, on the Sony side of things, it's up to the developer if they're going to allow you to do that. But most of the current games do. Street Fighter V does, King of Fighters does, Guilty Gear does. Skullgirls was like the first game to implement it. So they've already had a tradition over there of allowing PlayStation 3 sticks to work on PlayStation 4 titles. On the Xbox side, nope, you're SOL. So I'm going to get a Brooks adapter, an Xbox 360 to Xbox One, and I will probably do a little review on that to see how it works. But, hey, so far the Xbox One X seems okay when it works. If you guys have any questions or comments, I mean, this is playing in 4K. You know what? I did see one thing. Well, last thing before I close out. The Xbox One has a pretty nice video calibration. It shows like it has good test patterns and stuff. I got to give it props for that. It actually has a very nice. So if you want to calibrate your screen, the Xbox One X is a pretty good way to do it. I was very impressed by that. I actually like that. So for the video files out there, and I'm sure there's plenty that watch the channel, it actually is pretty nice. So you get a lot out of your TV by using the Xbox One just as a calibration unit. It's not bad. I actually liked it. I was very impressed by that. So anyway, I'm going to try to play some games. Hopefully this Xbox doesn't lock up on me again, where I basically just threw in the towel last night, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to go to bed, turn it on tomorrow. If it doesn't work, I'm going to go return it. But it's nice to see the Xbox 360 games in 4K. And I've heard that there's Xbox games that are running. I got to get King of Fighters Neo Wave and see if that works. But anyway, guys, this is my first impressions of the Xbox One X. Went through a lot of challenging times with it last night, but it looks like it's working okay for now. I will say this: be careful when you're putting it in a cabinet or something. This puppy does get hot. So, just letting you guys know.